it feels so cold inside my heart tonight. Be my man is what she said. It's not just the wind that's moving around tonight, but quick and clean don't make it right.
Ant and I are having a bit of a day out today, and we're going to take it a little bit more easy because it's going to be a hot day. So what my plan is,
27.
yeah, we're going to stick close to the Goldfields track. It's a track that runs, it's not called the Goldfields track, but it's a track that runs into the Goldfields and goes right through it. And what happens is, when they find where the gold is, obviously they're coming with their horses and wheelbarrows and some blokes with horse and dray. So they make a track. And this was the obvious spot for it because it's the only place on this big long creek that's got a cutting that you can get down onto the creek and up the other side. So the track has evolved around that cutting. And then the huts have evolved around the track. This hut here has been quite a substantial one. It's very wide. That's the fireplace here. There's a line of stones over there. And there's a line of stones here. So a great big fireplace. You can still see the sort of where they've worn the ground down from the hut. You can still sort of see the shape of it.
Yep.
Along this track, in just 200 or 300 yards, there's 5 or 6 huts. So we're going to detect and use the track as our guide. And the fact that, sometimes when you're out the bush or when you're out in the Goldfields, have a look around for the original track. Quite often the road that runs through into the Goldfields now isn't the original track. But you'll see dray marks, or you'll see where ground's been shifted, and you can find things on the old tracks, you know, because if they've been taken washed to the puddler and they've been carting on a dray and the dray's rocking back and forth like that and it's got gaps in the boards, little bits of wash can come out. And I've, about probably a couple of years ago, I detected a track and it was quite lucrative with coins and little, I only got one bit of gold, but little things that were on the track that were simply from people walking up and down, in and out to the diggings, the people that were bringing in the supplies, people that were going out to town. So it was a good spot to get on. So keep your eye out for faint signs of the track. Righto, Ant, we'll make a start.
Let's get into it, mate.
Well, we're just near the huts. We've wandered down here and we've got our first signal for the day that we're going to film.
Not sure, are you?
Yeah,
sounded better before.
Yeah, it's
but we want to
always when you put the camera on, it seems to
it
sound
seems to break
changes
down
a
a little bit.
We're hoping it's non-ferrous. We'll see how it goes though. We'll dig her up and see what she is.
It'll be a Goldfields relic almost certainly. So
yeah.
And as I said one other time, they're not all the valuable things aren't the valuable metals. You know, you could get something made out of steel or iron or cast that was, you know, something of significance.
No, I wouldn't mind a few more of those gold weights. They're cool.
Yeah, they were really good.
Cool.
He's out already, mate.
Yep.
Nice big signal anyhow.
Got him in the hand already.
Good work,
First
Ant.
one.
Just our first signal for the day. Anything round dropping out?
No, still in the hand.
I keep following the wrong hand. Anything bobbing up, mate?
Well,
big flat square thing, is it?
This.
Bit of lead, is he?
Bit of lead, yeah. I thought it might be a musket ball, but no. No, I think it's just a bit of lead.
Righto, mate. Never mind. We're around the huts. That's our first signal.
That's it.
Thumbs down.
Let's see what else is there.
Keep attacking. We'd like to get something here before we start. We're going to go on the gold, but we'd like to get a relic just to settle our nerves.
Yeah, that's it.
Righto, we're still in around the huts. Ant said he found something, and I said, well, why didn't you bloody call me over to film you while you were digging it? And he'll tell you why. What have we got, mate?
Well, this pulled up. I was digging it, and it was on top of a signal, and the signal turned into just a rubbish signal. It turned into that, but on top it sounded good. And when I saw this and pulled it out, I thought, you ripper. I was thinking it's going to be a bottle full of gold, but unfortunately there was nothing in there.
Just a little Goldfields bottle, probably medicine or something like that, you would think.
It's really nice. It doesn't have any nicks or dings or
No,
chips or anything.
Unfortunately, no embossing to sort of give us an
Yeah.
idea what it was, but it's starting to get a slight bluey tinge to it. And when they're made, they're clear, and then they'll go a bit blue in the sunlight. I think it's the magnesium that they use in the glass, but I don't know. Don't quote me on that. So ants made our first find, and this is of its period. This is of really Goldfield stuff. So
Happy days.
Yeah,
Have a
good
look in the
work.
cabinet.
righto, mate.
Cheers. What do you got?
Yeah, I've got mine here. It's not of the Goldfields period.
Oh, wow. Look at that. Oh,
It's this.
what is it? Is it a dog?
It's a dog.
tag?
It's of a dog. It was right in the middle of the track.
Tail Waggers Club.
So if you're a member of the Tail Waggers Club and your number 0536, there's a fair chance your dog's not coming home.
I reckon that's been there for a while, Glenn.
Yeah, I do too. I don't know where they'd be plastic now, wouldn't they? They wouldn't be as solid as that.
I think they've even got electronic chips these days.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, a nice one.
So, quick vote. Would you rather own Ants Goldfields era bottle or my tail wagger?
Surely the Goldfields bottle.
Oh yeah, buy a bloody street. But dogs are really dear now. You know, it makes me laugh when I go out the bush sometimes by myself. I've got a $7,000 detector, or it was a $7,000 detector, a $2,000 dog, and a $1,500 car. But I know where you can pinch a little dog. You know where you can pinch a little dog, Ant?
Where's that?
On the bum.
All right, let's go, mate.
Right. We're just about to move on, and we've been leapfrogging each other, checking out the hut sites. As I came down the track, I found a little harness buckle. It's had a tongue there. The tongue being iron is rusted out. So keep him in for our photo shoot. But I've got a signal.
Non-fairy.
It's here. When we're digging those signals, you sort of go through a bit of a checklist. Scrape the leaves off, and if it doesn't shift with the leaves, you think, well, at least it's not a bullet shell. Take a little bit of surface off. If it stays a big, strong signal, you think, well, I'm in with some sort of chance. So we're on a slope, so there's nothing to say there couldn't be a bit of lead, but there he is. A button, I reckon.
Yeah, button.
A button. Oh well. We do love our
Coin, but button's still cool.
buttons.
Yep.
These blokes bloody. Well, Ant, there's another one for our photo shoot. When we get a bit of gold,
Yep.
I sit him right in the centre of that button, unless in case too big and he's sitting up on top of it. Oh, mate,
Good
thumbs
job,
up.
buddy.
Ant and I are detecting below the huts, and as I was coming up the slope, I've dug this Chinese coin, and Ant's given a bit of a shine up, and so have I. And for us,
Really
it's
good.
probably the best condition one we've ever found.
Yep.
Look
at that.
So, as to its age, we don't know, but it's the symbols on it are that clear that someone will know.
Yeah.
So how if it's 100-year-old, 1,000-year-old, or 10-year-old, we don't know. But the interesting part about it is, if you look up here, Anne can see it and I can see it.
That's the hole.
No, that's the hole it came out of. But just there's a line that runs up.
You can see
And
it.
just here, there's a line that runs up, straight up there, and straight up there. And it may be hard to see on the screen. It runs up here, and we think it's the original track down to the creek. The track that's here now has been dozed in. It swings around in a big curve so that the cars and whatever's coming through here can go down the slope. But this looks like the man with his horse and cart has been coming straight up this hill, out of the creek, and the horse has been pulling up here. So you can still see what we think are wheel marks from the jinkers. He's been coming up here in the winter time, and the horse has been having a hard pull, and they've dragged the dray or whatever he's been in up this slope. So it's quite possible this is the original track, or part of the original track, to the diggings which are here and on the other side to the creek, and the creek itself. There were blokes working on the creek. So whether our man was a Chinese market gardener, whether he was bringing vegetables in, whether our man was a bushwalker only last year, but that's there, and both Ant and I reckon we can see where the track was.
Yep. Nice one.
Well, Ant, did I tell you about my little buckle? I showed you my little buckle. Right on, mate. Let's move on.
On to the next one. Jebedali.
Jebedali. Ant and I are taking it easy today, and we're following along this track, and we're just looking out the window, and when there's a little diggings or something of interest, we're stopping, having a poke around, filming it. We're driving up the track and I said, Ant, I can see something. And so we stopped, and I'm about 8 feet away from it now, and I've given Ant the test to see if he can see it. And
I'm still scratching my head.
It's this thing here. This thing here, Ant.
Oh, the old camera.
Our famous trail cameras.
Yeah, our mate.
There he is. He may even be the same bloke.
Yep.
Same style of camera.
It is, isn't it?
There he is. We're on to you. So he's got it pointing straight up this track here, so he must reckon that some sort of wildlife used that track. So there it is. So that's your second time. They're giving it away. Hey mate.
Hey buddy.
He thinks those stupid bastards. Wow mate.
I don't know how you saw that from the road, Glenn.
Yeah, I just saw the strap on the back of the tree.
Yes.
Yeah.
Onwards.
Onwards. So there's the track down there. We were driving up there.
Yep.
I just saw the strap.
Jeez.
Wow,
And you
mate.
reckon you got bad eyesight?
Wow, mate.
Let's get into it. Well, we've moved spots again, and as Dan was saying, we're just following this track along and picking spots as we go. And we noticed there's some rocks and quartz and everything over here. So we're gonna check it out up here. There's more rocks up the top there. And
So they're wash stones that have been thrown out of this gully and been stacked up, and you can see how that's not the normal ground. That's been shifted once, and then I suspect they've used it to plug a drain. So we're hoping to get like a bit of specimen or a little bit of conglomerate out of one of these stones that have been uncovered by the dozer, who's widened the track. And there's lots of spots where he's pushed in off the track to push trees back. And see here, he's pushed up another heap of wash stones. Same deal. Because of the heat, we've decided we're just going to take it easy and let someone else do the work for us. So we're staying around the tracks.
keep close to the car.
Keep them close to the car.
No 15k tracks.
No big tracks in, because they're big tracks out. So this is our new spot. Even here, see all the stone. So there's opportunity here, so we'll try and see for an hour or so if we can get a little bit of gold. Thumbs up, mate.
Do it.
Let's do it.
Well, I've been calling out to Glenn, but he's too far away. I went up, he went down, and I just dug out this hole, and this was in it. This piece of rock here. I'll give you a listen to it. Sounds pretty good, eh? Check it out, guys. First bit of gold for the day. Right there, bit of shiny. Might even put Neil's Dolly pot to the test later on and break this conglomerate up and get that gold out of there. But there's a nice little bit of shiny in there. Yeah, baby. First bit of gold for the day. Happy days. Thumbs up. Oh, I found Glenn. For about half an hour I've been screaming out to him, hey Glenn, hey, where are you? Thinking he's fallen down a shaft or something.
That's worse than being almost deaf when you get away from someone. But we're going to go in for walkie-talkies, we think, is our next move.
I think it's a good idea. So just those little UHF ones that we can clip on, and at least then we'll be able to stay in contact.
Because I was only 120 metres away over the hill. It wasn't as though I was 2 or 3k away. So
next investment, I think.
So
It's got to be done. What do you got? Oh,
well,
geez.
I thought I'd found something, but unfortunately I dug that one first.
Is that 2 cents?
I think that's a cent. I think that's 2 cents. And I dug that one last, which I think is 20 cents. But if I dug that one first I'd have been saying, oh shit, that's all right.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
Yeah, that one's,
1, 2.
that's
2.
20. So those 3 were in the one hole.
In the one hole?
In the one hole, yeah. So I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing, but I dug that one first. And I thought, oh, that's bloody strange. And then I suspected he was a scent. And I backed up those. But as I said, if I dug that one last, he's got a bit of weight to him. I would have been thinking token for sure.
Yeah, I reckon.
So that's about where I stand.
Not bad, Glenn.
That's it so far. No gold. Ant, how'd you go? Have any luck?
Well, I've got this little thing. Have a look at it. Tell me what you think.
It's a little bit of gold, Ant.
I know!
Good boy.
Oh, wrapped.
No wonder you were bloody yelling out to me.
My tits up and you weren't giving me nothing. I thought, oh,
In a hot
geez.
stone too. You did a good job.
I know. Look at that. I showed the people because I had to film it because you wouldn't come. I thought you were ignoring me.
Would have been worse
down
if I had come and it hadn't have been gold. But
Yeah.
that's a bloody great result.
Yeah, I'm wrapped.
I was.
Pricked it down there. You can see the top of it there as
Yeah,
well. So
yeah.
oh, we'll see. Might
Yeah.
even chuck it in the dolly pot and.
Oh,
mash it up.
perfect.
Yeah, it works out alright, huh? Like
We're
we
near
got the
the
dolly
creek-
pot.
near the creek.
Otherwise, you'd have to smash it up and.
I'll you put it in the dolly pot. I'll put it in. You put it in the dish. I'll get the
Yep.
dish out of the back of the ute.
Beautiful.
That's great. Oh, that's really good.
Happy days. We got a bit of gold.
Well, you could have knocked me down with a sledgehammer. I didn't think you'd get a bit, so you'd get a bit and I'd get nothing. So, thumbs up for Ant, 2 thumbs up for Ant.
That's
Good
it.
work, Ant.
Oh, let's go get some lunch.
I'm very, very sorry I was missing and it won't happen again.
Right, Neil. Well, we didn't think we'd be using the dolly pot so quickly, but happy days. Got a bit of gold in here, and
See that? Ant's got a little bit of gold in the stone.
that's it.
So we're going to give Neil's dolly pot a go. And Neil's dolly pot's a bloody work of art, I tell you.
Yeah.
And if you ever get stuck and you're a bit of a drinker, geez, it's a fair weight, Neil. Righto, mate. So this is its maiden voyage. It's only a little tiny bit of stone, that's why Ant's been so gentle.
Yep.
I used to have a dish in the back of the ute. but
Don't even need the dish, mate.
You can see him.
Oh yeah.
Oh, that's good work.
Look at that.
There he is.
Oh, happy days.
When I was a long way away from Ant, I thought, oh, I've got no gold. Ant won't have bloody found anything. And then he caught me out. I was proud to show him my 3 decimal coins. And Ant had a bit of
I
gold.
thought I'd surprise you.
Yeah, good work,
On camera.
mate. Yeah, good work.
I'm going to give it a bit of a spit shine.
Yep.
Mm.
Geez, I think you're holding first and second place. What was the other thing you found? You know, oh, the bottle. The bottle, yeah.
No, you got a Chinese coin and
Oh yeah, I got a Chinese coin and
that
dog
really
tag.
nice. Yeah, that. Yeah.
Poor old bloody.
Look at that.
Poor old Dolly the dog.
Oh, sorry.
Are you all right, mate?
Nice.
Good work.
Thanks, buddy.
Well, we're going to
Happy
have some
days.
lunch.
Yep.
There's something up the road I want to show you. So we'll drive up there and have a spell, have our lunch, and then we'll film that, and then we'll come back here and try for another little bit. And I'll make you show me exactly where you found that.
Sounds good.
Good on you, Ant.
Cheers, mate. Well, I tipped out all the dolly, all the material that was in the dolly pot into my hand, and just filtered through it because we don't have our pan with us. And Glenn, you're gonna have to point out that little bit of gold that's here as
Point
well.
it out, no worries, mate.
I think they could see it. It's right next to the big bit of gold,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So
there's
that's a big
another
one.
little, yeah,
Little one there.
another little bit of gold in there. So 2 bits of gold.
I was going to try and make Anthony throw it away, but he refused.
No way, Glenn. My God, happy days.
And that bloody dolly pot, Neil, it's a work of art, I tell you.
Yeah, it sure
Good-
is.
Good effort.
Absolutely love it. Thanks, mate.
I brought Anne up here before, well, I've been up here before with my daughter Lyndall, and I brought Anne up here to film the same thing that Lyndall and I filmed one day. We're in a great big broad water race, and it acts like a dam, and we're high up the slope. We're probably, down the slope is probably 300 metres to the creek, but in a straight rise it's probably 50 metres high, and the slope continues up above us. And the significance of this broad race is it held all the water that came from the creek above us. And why they were storing the water and storing it so wide, they were using it like a big dam, and they were sending the water down this pipe here. That's a steel pipe.
The pedal is still there.
or a tin pipe. They were sending it down there, and this is why they were sending it down. This is how they were sending it down. This is hydraulic sluicing. So the reason it's hydraulic sluicing is they start off with a big pipe, and as the water goes down the hill, the pipes get more and more narrow. So the force of the water with the fall down to where they're sluicing, just a simple fall would be enough. But the fact that they keep narrowing the mouths of the pipe, which is why the blacksmith had to make these. When they slid the other pipe in here, they put a bolt through there and they bolted the pipes together because the force of the water was so strong, it would jump the pipe off. So the water is hurtling down the slope, big long race, it's a big dam cut in. And what they were doing, way down the bottom there, in the depression, the Victorian government, they offered incentives for people to go gold mining. And you could pretty well do, in the depression, you could get a claim practically overnight because the Victorian government were desperate to create prosperity, desperate to create money. Gold was free money. So when you said, I want to scour out half the creek, they'd say...
And didn't they give you some tools as well?
They would give you susso, they would give you sustenance, they would pay for your tools, they would pay for a railway ticket from anywhere in Victoria to the nearest railway station at Goldfields.
Wow.
The blokes that worked this, their relatives are still alive. They found a big deposit of gravel and gold-bearing gravel on the banks of the creek below us. But the creek was too weak and too poor to sluice off over all the overburden. So they came back up here, resurrected the water race that had been from the original rush, turned the creeks in it, used this as their holding dam, had these big pipes, imagine the amount of water going through there, and when it gets down to the bottom, and it's a big slope below us, it comes into a pipe about that big that's on a stand like that, and one or two men hold it, and what they do is they drive it like that with a big brass nozzle on it, and it's like you see with the fire hoses. They undercut the ground and then they're squirting it into a big tail race that they've dug. The force of the water takes all the dirt into the tail race, then the water that's in the tail race from the creek, they've turned the creek into the tail race, and the water they're putting, it takes the gravel out, they turn the water off and turn off the race. So this here is coming up for its 100th birthday. It's 2023, 1931, 32. The depression started in 29, but if you read the notes, these blokes got stuck into it in 1930. There's a series of these races all the way down here because they did the whole valley, the whole gully in the same situation. So this is, I believe, the last one they worked because they haven't dug these two pipes out. They've walked away. They've collected all their other pipes, but they've walked away from these two. So these ones have sat here and
nearly 100 years.
Yeah, nearly 100 years, and it's a thing of beauty, you know. You imagine the first day when they're putting these brand new pipes in here, you're bolting them together and they're saying, righto boys, turn the water in.
Yeah, can imagine.
Water's going through there like that, you know,
like
that pressure. Bloke's down the bottom, he's just having his first day, he's holding on to the bloody thing, hearing the water coming into it, undercutting the banks, putting it into the race. So that's part of your...
Would have been a beautiful sight to see.
Oh yeah, that's part of the second Australian gold rush. The first one, obviously, 1851 when it started. The second one in around 1929 when the Great Depression. The third one when in the early 80s when metal detectors hit.
I thought you were going to say in 2020 when Victorian gold hunted.
Yeah, and the fourth one was in 2021 when Victorian gold hunted that.
That's it.
People drive past this every day, walk past it every day. Very few people know it's here, if anyone else, bar an Ant and I and Lyndall now. We'll have to put it in your memory bank now.
That's it.
Thumbs up, mate.
Nice one. Thanks for sharing, Glenn.
Good on you, Ant. Let's have some lunch.
Let's do it.
We're out after lunch and we're just below where Ant got his bit of gold. Naturally enough, I've forced him on top of Ant where Ant got his bit. Got a signal here. Not the greatest signal in the world, but it's in the diggings and it's a short distance from the bit that Ant got. We're nice and relaxed and refreshed after lunch, so
it's a nice siesta. Oh, that sounds a bit better. still in there.
Oh, it must be still. It's all in the stones to the beam. Lost by the look of it. It's all in.
Oh, Glenn, I'm getting excited.
Well, we've got it on film, whatever it is, mate.
I saw that too. I saw that bit, but I think it's just dirt.
Just dirt, is it? Yeah. Yeah, it was bloody, I thought there's a little bloody nugget.
Yep. I saw that same bit.
Come out, boy. Tyger, I think, mate.
Yep. Right in the wall. Yep. Oh. That'll have it out.
That should have moved him, surely.
Yeah, surely. Yep. There you go. Oh! There it is! It's gold!
Is it gold?
Is that gold? If that's gold, that's John Numerous. It is!
Oh, there he is. Bloody
I
hell.
find a bit, Glenn finds a bigger bit, yeah.
Look at that. Well, that's all credit
Look
to
at
Ant.
that.
That's all credit to Ant because I wanted way up the top.
Good job, Glenn.
On your Ant, thumbs up, mate.
Yes, thumbs up.
I wanted way up the top. Ant came in here and got that little bit. We had our lunch and Ant said, we'll go back where I got my bit.
Look at that.
And to be honest, it was an easy signal. You know,
Yep.
yeah,
it was-
before I dug anything, it wasn't.
God, that's over a gram, Glenn.
Yeah, so that's nice.
Easy.
Yeah,
That'll be almost 2 grams, I reckon.
that's the bit.
That's
you know,
thick.
It's
That
about
is
the
really
size
thick.
of the bit. You know, like the fake bit I picked up. You know, there's a nice little bit.
That's gorgeous. Well done, buddy.
Well, that's all right, Ant.
What are you calling it? I reckon 2 grams.
I thought
Almost 2 grams. Let's say almost 2
I
grams.
thought you want me to name it like Hand of Faith. Well, welcome stranger for me because it's been a little while since I've got a decent bit. Righto, 1.8.
1.8, huh? Yeah, I reckon it's going to be almost 2 grams.
A pennyweight's 1.55.
Mm.
31.1 grams in a troy ounce, and there's 20 pennyweights in an ounce, so 1.55. I'll call it a pennyweight piece, so 1.55. Good work, Ant.
Well
Thumbs
done,
up.
buddy. Good
Full
job.
credit to you, mate.
Good job.
Thanks,
See if we
mate.
can get some more.
Yeah, well, bloody promising, isn't it?
It sure is.
A genuine relic from the Gold Rush era. Show us what you found, Ant.
Here we go.
There it is.
So
Now you can see it's got a big hole for the handle like that, and a big bit here. It's been hand forged and handmade, as you can see from the top. You can see where where it's been. The blacksmith has split it, but here on this end, it's given away, and that's why it's been discarded. And would have had another bit coming out this end. And these are the first picks they used in the Gold Rush, and they used to refer to them as road makers picks because they were simply, that's what they were. Before the Gold Rush started and they were building roads, that's the sort of pick they were using. So when the rush started and they headed to the diggings, they were the only picks that were available, and that's what they were using. And then they modified them and they started developing the Cornish pick, and various nationalities had their own style of, they'd asked the blacksmith to build their own style of pick. But that's an English road maker's pick. So, Ant?
Happy days.
Yeah, I know. The cabinet, how the cabinet will handle that.
It's getting full.
Strong legs in the cabinet. Righto, mate, we'll shift spots.
Let's go.
Righto, end of the day for Ant and I. We've had a pretty good day too.
It's been a great day, hasn't it?
Yeah, we've covered a few spots. We were worried about the heat, and we knocked together a plan that we'd stick close to the track and go to a few places. So when we started off near the huts, and the first thing of any substance we found, I think, was a button, was it? A button,
button was first,
and the buckle.
And the dog tag.
And then when I was coming down the track, I found the one from the Tail Waggers Club, which I don't know how old that'd be, but it tickled us that the old tail wagger wasn't coming home anymore. Then while we were there, we went down above the creek and we were detecting below the huts, and in the middle of what looked to be a track, we found this Chinese coin, and it's the best one, I don't mean in value or whatever, but in the best condition we've ever found one, either individually or as a group. I reckon you'll be able to see the symbols on that side easy enough.
Flick him over.
And flicking him over.
Yep.
And the symbols on that side. So you'll be able to, someone will nearly be able to, either the Google or someone will be able to identify that. I'm hoping he wasn't just lost last week and that he was it's a genuine artefact. It'd be great if his goldfields era earlier.
Yeah, that's got to be at least 200 years old, I reckon.
Yeah, so it'd be great if it is. So when we found this, for a start, then Ant found his bottle at the in one of the huts. It was in the company of one of these nails. That's how he managed to dig it up. Dug up the nail thinking it was a decent signal. Found the bottle. It's got a little blemish there, but it's not. That's how it's been made. As you can see, little air bubbles in it because the glass is so old, when it was made. And it's had an air bubble on the surface which is broken, but that would have been sold like that. That hasn't been damaged in the ground. It's been made in a mould. You can see the mould lines around it. So some sort of medicine bottle we suspect, but we don't know because it's got no writing on it. When I found the button, I joked that I'd have to find a bit of gold to go in the hole. So due to Ant taking us back to where he found this bit and his little cousin, I was able to find that bit. That bit was only probably 10 feet below it, so that was Ant's gold that led me to that. These are all the bits and pieces that I found that were no good. These are all the bits and pieces. Ant nearly cried when he dug that bit of lead because sounded like gold, could have been gold. Yeah. They talk about the alchemists turning lead into gold. Ant turned gold into lead. So, Neil Townsend's Dolly pot. It's a bloody slasher, I tell you. When Neil must crush some big specimens because he's not mucking around. And if trouble breaks out and you got a whack on the side of the knee with that, you wouldn't keep coming. No. Oh, so now we have our weigh in.
Yep. Let's get him on the scale.
Righto, Ant. Rightio. Now, there's been some discussion on the weight of yours. This one, I reckon about 0.4, and you reckon?
Over 0.5. I got 0.6, I reckon.
Rightio.
Hang on, got to turn it on first.
Oh yeah, turn it on. Is it?
Yep, this one. Just make sure. Yep, this is good to go.
Rightio.
There we go.
0.65. Oh well.
I was pretty much spot on there.
Yeah, bloody. Now, you want to put his little mate on?
Yeah, we'll put his cousin on, see if it changes anything. Probably won't.
Yeah, I don't reckon that little biathlon will change too much.
No.
It doesn't really so. Rightio.
Alright.
So, you boys go up there. Pick the one that smokes. Now, what do you reckon, Ant?
1.9. No, 2 grams. 2 grams.
You going 2 grams?
Yeah, go on the 2.
I'll be bloody thrilled if he's 2 grams.
I reckon. That big bump on the end.
Yeah, that's
surely.
handy. Yeah, I don't know.
2 grams.
1.55 repeating.
Oh no!
1.34. Oh well, so 1 gram and 1/3, almost exactly. Yours was just short of 3/4 of a gram, wasn't it?
Yep, 0.65.
Yeah.
2 grams altogether.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not too bad. We've been further for less.
Yep.
So we've got 2 grams of gold, dog tag, Chinese coin, 23 cents, Ant's medicine bottle. It'd be interesting to know what was in it and how much you drank at a time. Obviously, you weren't drinking too much of it. If that was it, you weren't going, I'll knock off a bottle of cough medicine. So whatever was in it was something pretty powerful. Well, Ant, that's our day. Thanks
beautiful.
very much to Neil
Yeah,
Townsend
thanks
for our
again, Neil.
Dolly Pop. We've made a short video, Neil, giving it a run and thanking you. So that'll be on up as well.
That's it.
Everyone else, thanks for your comments.
Thank you very much.
Ant, thanks for
Thank
your
you, sir.
company.
Always
Thanks
a
for the
pleasure.
laughs. Yeah, we had some good times.
Sure did.
And
Always a pleasure, mate.
one
See you
time
next
I got lost. I was in Ballarat and I got lost. My mother was looking at shoes or something on the side of the bloody shop. I kept marching away, and then I got lost, burst into tears, and then a woman found me and took me back to my mother.
That's about how I felt today.
So that's how. That's pretty well. Yeah, she kicked me up the arse. So. Right, Ant. Walkie talk. We'll have little walkie talkies.
Yeah,
We're going to
no
have
time,
bloody.
yeah, we'll be safe.
What do you call?
Microphones.
Microphones for those that are,
Yeah,
that are
looking
hearing,
into it
hearing
now.
impaired.
That's it.
We might even have someone sign for us as well.
Sign for us.
You know how you watch the news.
We're a bit far off that yet.
Righto.
Alright, see you, mate.
Thumbs up, mate.
See ya.
See ya.
Why does it feel so cold inside my heart tonight? Be my man is what she said. It's not just the wind that's moving around tonight, but quick and clean don't make it right.